Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing great. This video is the continuation of my previous two video, which is called Conversational AI with Rasa. In the previous two video, I had just explained how you can prepare your data and how you can create your custom action classes. And in this video, I will show you how you can integrate with your Rasa framework, your data set, and plus action server with your Rasa framework. So without getting delay, let me show you. So yeah, we have created this action.py. Now what I can do, I will now where we were. Okay, we created this action.py. We created this nlu.yaml. We created stories.yaml. That's fine. Now what I can do, I will show you the domain.yaml. We'll go with the domain.yaml. Okay. So the domain.yaml is basically what is that? Let me explain you. Okay. So again, first, whenever you are going with the YAML file, so first thing you have to mention your version, right? So what is the YAML version it is? I'm going to remove everything. So I'll show you everything from scratch. So here is the version is 2.0. You can give whatever version, like 2.0 is the latest version of the YAML. And now next is the session configuration. So domain.yaml is basically that kind of configuration where you are going to map or what are the intents you have, what are the entities you have, and what are the slots I will talk in bit later, but as of now just understand session configuration. What is the session configuration is basically, okay? So let me make you understand about the session configuration. So see, whenever we are going to do the conversation, let's suppose you start conversation with me today, okay, and day after tomorrow again you are saying, like, let's suppose you ask Rajesh, can you please help me about the DBC of or ML ops in the data science or AI part? I start doing the conversation, but in between of the conversation might be you got busy or I got busy and our conversation got stopped. And after 2 or 3 days, again you start asking, Rajesh, did you reply this part, and what I have to take further action for this kind of question? So I might get confused what the context was, right? So let's suppose I am doing the conversation with the multiple persons and everyone having the different concern, everyone having the different doubt. So I might forget what was your question, right? So I should have something to remember. Who are you and what conversation what going on? So for that reason we are going to make session configuration. Okay, so session configuration is basically there is a two part session expiration time. Session expiration here we are going to maintain as a 60 second, 1 minute. In 1 minute session will get expired. And second parameter is carry over the slot in new session. So let's suppose do you want to carry this conversation with the other session as well, right? Means like whenever the next time you will visit, if you want to carry from there only, then you should make it a true. And if you want to always start with the new conversation, then you should be make it false. It depends on the business logic, right? So for that we are going to make this parameter which is called carry over slot to new session. So new session will always get start in every 60 second. Okay, so whenever the 60 second get done, new session will get start. And in the new session, do you want to carry the same conversation what was going on the last 60 second, or do you want to start the fresh conversation? That depend on this key which is called carry over the slot to the new session. Okay, this keys I am not defining. This is key has been defined by the Rasa framework itself. Okay, so hope you understood about the these two key. This is a very important key as of now. Now next is what are the different intents we have. Okay, so what are the different intents we have? Let me go to the nlu.yaml. We have intents like greet, goodbye, get, query time, query date, query weekday. These are the five, I think 4 3 and 4 5. Yes, five. I must say five intents we have. I'm going to keep these five intents here: greet, goodbye, query time, query date, query date. That's fine. Okay, next is what? Next we have our entities. Okay, so if you can see what are the different entities we have, so you can go in your nlu.yaml, and we have only one entities which is called date entities, right? So these entities I can map it here as well. So what is the intent entities you have? You can map into domain.yaml. Okay, I think we are done. Now, next is the very important part, which is called slots. Okay, so slots. So let's me explain about the slot part. It's very important part, guys. So slot is basically what it is. Slot in the sense of, let's suppose you ask query date. Okay, so let's suppose intent got identified as a query date. So in the query date, we are expecting. So let me open this nlu.yaml. So you can see whenever the query date intent got identified, we are expecting some entities, right? Date entities. So these entities should come with this intent as well. So these are the mandatory parameter whenever the intent has been identified as a query date. So that is coming under the slots. So slots is basically, let's suppose form. Okay. So whenever you are going to book a ticket, air ticket or railway ticket, so there is some mandatory field you have to fill, right? From station to station, date of journey, how many passenger you want to travel. So those things, these are the coming under the sections, different sections, which is mandatory to book the ticket, right? So that mandatory parameter is coming under the slot. So slot, I mentioned as of now only one slot needed, date, and what will be the type it will be? It will be any type, and influence conversation false, means it not like that some specific conversation we needed. So that's what I make it false. And mapping type custom. That's all. Custom in the sense of like you can map it in your own way. So this is all about the slot. Okay. So I think we understood about the slot part. Now responses. So responses is basically, just try to understand. This is a very important part of complete rasa framework. Okay, so let's suppose in story.yaml. Okay, just go ahead with the story.yaml. So in story.yaml, we understood the intent is the greet, and as soon as greet intent has been identified, we are going to tell to the rasa perform the action for utter greet. So what the mean of utter greet? And that meaning we are going to define inside of response. So utter greet. So as soon as utter greet action has been given, then it will pass this message. Hello, I am Rajesh. I can check the time, date, day of the week for you. You can ask what time is it now, what day is it today, or what day is tomorrow. Kind of, I'm passing this kind of message. You can keep your name, you can keep whatever you want to do. And then similarly, if you can go to the goodbye, stories.yaml. So as soon as goodbye, okay, did I mention goodbye? No. Okay, my bad then. Happy path, I made it. Okay, so intent is greet, and okay, so you can mention here as well one more way, like happy path, and I am going to mention here. Uh, just hold on. So as soon as intent will be identified as nlu.yaml goodbye, intent has been identified as a goodbye. I'm going to mention here goodbye, intent as a goodbye, and utter goodbye, utter goodbye. Okay, so I'm going to pass this inside of this. That's all. Okay, we are done. We okay with it, I think. Now, fine. You can create a separate story for the goodbye as well, or else you can keep inside of happy path as well. So it's on you how you are going to map. That's fine. We are done with this response. Now, next is very important, which is called action mapping, right? Because this action has to be called from somewhere. So that part we are going to do with this action key. So again, I'm going to define what are the action we have, okay, to perform here. So I'm going to define here one action is the action query time, action query date, action query weekdays, and utter goodbye. This is also called the action. Though we define the action here, see, either you can define inside of action.py or you can pass here directly. So though these actions like query date and time, this is the lot of complex logic it is. So I created a separate class. But if you can see utter greet, it's simple text. So I can pass it directly here. That's fine. So yeah, I think we are done with the domain.yaml. Now there is another part of this project which is called Okay, so we are done with the action. That's fine. Now we are done with this part as well. Now we have to define one more thing, which is called config.yaml. This is very important part of this complete project. Okay, this is, you can say, heart of your Rasa framework. So here we are going to define a lot of things. So a lot of things has been already commented here. So I can give I'll talk about this part in more detailed way, but in my next video, because it deserves a separate video, config.yaml, because it will get extended otherwise. Okay, so hope you guys understood about this domain.yaml mapping. And if you have any question about the domain.yaml, how you get any point, like, so feel free to put a comment. I'll be happy to address those comments. Okay, so thank you.